Hello everybody, welcome to another video of Green Square Talks Battlebots. Yeah, the season's definitely flying by fast so far, as we're already at episode 8. We're only a few episodes away from the top 32, as yeah, 3 regular season episodes left before we get to that point. It's been a great season so far. We've seen several terrific matchups, several big teams make a statement for themselves, as well as a few newcomers make some big noise so far this season. So yeah, I'm back with another prediction podcast where I have the episode 8 fight card up for you. And the plan is basically share my predictions for each fight one by one and kind of like explain the fight a little bit. Go a little bit in depth as I have with past prediction podcasts. It's been a great time. It's been really fun doing lots of these, and I hope you guys have been enjoying these too. So, yeah, reply down below with what your predictions are. I'd love to hear what you guys have. And yeah, as I've said in the past, your predictions are probably not going to be the same as mine, including they haven't been the same pretty much every week, and I kind of doubt it's going to be the same here because lots of these matchups are really tough to call, and odds are good you're probably going to have a little disagreement. So be sure to reply down below and stuff. It's always fun getting to hear what other fans think about the fight cards. So yeah. So looking at this fight card here, we're going to see the first few robots, the first few 3-0 robots appear in this fight card, as the last two matchups without kind of the YouTube exclusive are battles between 2-0 robots right now. So we know two robots are going to go 3-0 in this episode. So yeah, and then we got some other big names: Return of Black Dragon, Gigabyte, Hydra, Tombstone, as well as free shipping, and Glitch, Smee, Claw Viper, Malice, Blacksmith. Lots of big names here. Then YouTube exclusive features Claw Viper and Jaeger. Like, there are several of these matchups could go either way, I feel. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here, where we lead off with Malice and Blacksmith. And man, this is a tough one to call, in my opinion. Like, other people, well, when we've talked about this matchup, because we've known for a while this matchup is going to be happening. Because like I believe in the opening trailer to episode 1, we did see a clip from this fight. So we've known for a while that this matchup is going to be happening. But yeah, I personally think this is going to be a tough one to call, mostly because like I feel Malice is definitely more capable of doing damage between the two of them. Blacksmith is definitely more capable of doing damage than they were in past seasons, since they have an overhead spinner, and they were able to do some significant damage when they fought free shipping back in the first episode and stuff. But yeah, there are some concerns I have here because like while Blacksmith has shown that that weapon does have some power to it, both of these robots have some reliability issues with their weapons and stuff. Like Malice's weapon definitely looked better coming out of the jackpot fight because they didn't lose their weapon in one hit like how they did in the tantrum fight. But who knows? But then the advantage Blacksmith has here is they definitely have a durability edge. Like that armor is terrific on Blacksmith. It's going to be hard for Malice to get through that stuff. Very few spinner robots have been able to get through the armor of Blacksmith and stuff. So this is going to be a tough one and stuff. Like I personally think this one is going to go to the judges. I think this one will go the full 3 minutes because yeah, both of these robots I feel are durable enough to survive the full 3 minutes and stuff. So the question is, who can dish out the biggest damage points? Who is more aggressive? Who can control the fight better? And so in terms of the three categories, like here, I'll first share my prediction before I go any further. I'm planning to pick Malice with this one. I'm going to support my King of Draft pick for this one. Plus, Malice is one of my favorite robots of all time, too. So, yeah, my plan is to predict Malice because I feel Malice is a little more capable of doing damage than Blacksmith. But I could be wrong because the other thing to keep in mind here is that Malice is proven to be very vulnerable to overhead attacks. Because like Shatter defeated their weapon belt with an overhead attack. Huge did the same thing when they fought Malice last season, and of course we have an overhead attacker on the other side, so that's the other thing to keep in mind. Like Alkindle and Dave both have really aggressive driving styles, so I feel aggression is going to be split between these two. And then Control, I got no idea where to go for that one because I feel both robots have a lot of push power to it. Because like even though Malice doesn't have a wedge, Malice has some incredible push power to it. Like, sure, they got outpushed by Tantrum, but then Tantrum's also made to push, and then they also have a wedge, so that gave them the edge. But Malice has been able to push around robots even without a wedge, so could they maybe do the same thing to Blacksmith? Like, yeah. But yeah, my prediction is going to be Malice. I think this is going to be a really close fight. I think this is going to come down to durability and who can dish out the biggest hits and cause the most damage, like first between the two of them. So, all right, next up, we got my other King of Draft pick that's in this fight card. We have Black Dragon, who is taking on Claw Viper. This is a rematch from last season, where Black Dragon kind of wrecked Claw Viper and stuff. So we got a rematch here between these two. Black Dragon is currently 1-1, coming off of a close loss to Rotator, but then started off the season with a win against Ice Wave. Claw Viper started off with a dominant victory over Pardon My French, and that's all we've seen out of them so far. So my prediction is going to be Black Dragon for this one. While, like, the problem is this is another one that's really hard to call because, like, while Claw Viper's win against Pardon My French was so dominant, we haven't seen a lot out of Claw Viper. We don't know a lot about it. Because, like, yeah, we did see that they're as fast as ever, and we did see that that grappler has some serious lifting power to it. Because, like, that suplex they got on Pardon My French was absolutely outstanding, but we haven't seen a lot else out of them so far. We don't know too much more because like that fight was a little quick, so we don't know a lot about the reliability and their durability. Like how well can they take hits from Black Dragon's vertical spinner if Black Dragon was to connect with that weapon? So like this is a difficult one to call, but I'm thinking Black Dragon. But the other reason possibly being that the arena just really does not favor Claw Viper here, in my opinion. Like Claw Viper, or I feel like their big shot is going to be try to get Black Dragon out of the arena in the corner zone that is exposed, or get them stuck somewhere, which both of those are incredibly hard tasks to do. I personally think Black Dragon's going to take this one in a knockout, because like we've seen the power of the Egg Beater, and their weapon, it doesn't have as much power as most spinner robots in the field, but it is definitely capable of doing damage. So, yeah, the plan is to pick Black Dragon for this one. Moving on, where we have Gigabyte and Smee. And so, Gigabyte is also 1-1 right now, with a victory over Captain Shredderator, but then took a loss to Uppercut in the opening episode of the season. Smee is 1-0 right now, with a win over Deep Six. So, I think both of these robots need to make a statement in this fight because like Gigabyte's loss to Uppercut was definitely competitive, but with both of these robots, their wins just were not the best quality in my opinion. And so I feel if these two I feel whoever's going to take a loss here is going to end up being in a big hole after this one because Smee definitely still has a shot, even if they do lose this fight, which is what I'm predicting, because I am going to go Gigabyte with this one. But still, though, like, my point kind of still stands with this one. So, yeah. So, my plan is to predict Gigabyte here, because the problem is, like, we've seen Smee go up against lots of different robots, but we haven't seen them take on a top-tiered spinner yet. Because, like, yes, they did take on Pain Train last season, but I wouldn't classify Pain Train that from that season as big of a spinner as like Gigabyte is. Like, I personally feel Gigabyte's gonna win this one. I think Smee will have some control moments in this one because I feel the wedge on Smee up front is gonna give Gigabyte a bit of trouble in this one. Because we could possibly see Smee knock Gigabyte off balance and unstable through that, but who knows what to expect. What I really want to see, though, we did not get this last season. I want to see some robot get to the backside of Smee and hit the seams, like some spinner robot, hit the seams and splits me in half. I think that'd be really awesome to see and stuff. I think it'd be great for entertainment value. I feel Gigabyte is definitely capable of doing that if they can get there. So, which, yeah, I think it's possible to happen in this fight. I hope it does, but you never know. I don't know what to expect, so. But I think this will be an entertaining matchup. I bet we'll see a reasonable fight out of both of these robots. At least I hope so. So, yeah. I'm going to go Gigabyte for this one. Let's move on to Glitch and Hydra. And man, I am really uncertain with my prediction for this one. So yeah, on one hand, when I first saw that this matchup was going to be happening, I was thinking, why was Battlebots giving Hydra Glitch for an opponent? Like, are they like? Is this maybe a postseason match? That's kind of what I was thinking when I saw the trailer and I saw a clip of Hydra flipping Glitch up into the air and stuff. But then, of course, though, Glitch also posted an image not long after that showing them getting a big hit onto the side of Hydra and knocking them onto the shelf. I think, well, at least near that area and stuff. Like that could make things interesting with this one. So. But either way, I think this is another matchup like the last one, where I think whoever wins this fight is could make a statement for themselves, but then the losing robots could be in a big hole for this one. Because I mentioned this in the midseason predictions podcast, but there I feel Hydra may not get into the top 32 if they don't win this fight against Glitch and stuff. Because while the strength of schedule is definitely there so far, with them taking on the defending champion Gruff, like so far, like the quality of those fights just hasn't been there for Hydra yet. So I hope this ends up being a step up. My plan is going to be to predict Hydra, because right now one of my big concerns are the mobility problems that Glitch is having in the Ghost Raptor fight. How will, like, were they able to get lots of those issues resolved and fixed for this fight? Like, that's in question for me right now, because 3 to 4 times we saw, I don't know exactly how many times we saw Glitch get stuck in the Ghost Raptor fight, and probably would have been counted out if Ghost Raptor didn't come over and give them a nudge to help them out. And I guarantee if they get stuck on something like that, Jake Ewer is way less likely to help out Glitch in that situation. Like, they're probably more likely to hang back and let Glitch get counted out. So that could make things interesting. Those concerns are why I'm going to pick Hydra for this one. But I really don't know what to expect. Like, I'm not confident at all with this prediction. Like, I'm not confident with many of these predictions. So this will be interesting, and I can't wait to see this fight. I imagine whoever wins this fight is going to make a big statement for themselves either way. So, all right, moving on. We got Tombstone and free shipping. Tombstone is currently 1-1 with a recent win over Mammoth, but then they started the season off with a loss to Captain Shredder Eater. Free shipping is currently winless right now with losses to both Blacksmith and Uppercut. But yeah, so I feel like this is a must-win scenario for I feel both robots, because free shipping is currently winless, 0-2. But I feel free shipping could have a shot at getting into the top 32 with a 1-2 record if they can get this win, because like the blacksmith fight was spectacular. Like, even though free shipping lost to Lifter probably about a third to halfway through the fight, they put up a massive fight in that one, including the uppercut fight. you can't take out of consideration that uppercut seemed to lose drive on one side at the end of that fight, including free shipping had some good pushes on uppercut and knocked them off balance a few times before the carnage really got started in that fight. So I feel free shipping, if they can get this victory over Tombstone, I think they could get into the top 32. Now to Tombstone on the other hand. I feel this is also a must-win scenario. While I think Battlebots might put them in anyway due to popularity reasons, the quality of fights for Tombstone just hasn't been there so far. Because like the Captain Strider fight was definitely competitive, well as was the Mammoth. But the problem is it, like the win against Mammoth was just not a quality victory in my opinion. Cause like we saw them get a few big hits on Mammoth that caused them to lose drive on one side, but then they were pushed back right where their horizontal spinner hit the screws and they also lost drive on one side. Like there are some big concerns I have for Tombstone in this one, and a few of those are actually reasons why I am actually going to go a little bit interesting with this one. My prediction is actually going to be free shipping for this. So, this is probably my big take of the episode right now. Because, yes, I'm going free shipping for this one. So, do I think Tombstone is a bad robot? No. I do not think Tombstone is a bad robot. Do not take it that way and stuff. It's just like this is a new Tombstone. There are lots of gremlins that are still needing to be sorted out with that robot, with all these new design changes and stuff. Yeah, I've mentioned this several times on the podcast, but yeah, Tombstone is not a bad robot. Sure they've been having lots of issues like these, but they're bound to happen when you make so many big design changes like this. Stuff is bound to go wrong, and there's no need to criticize Ray Billings or anybody on Team Tombstone for their performance this season. So like, yeah, I disagree with so many of the comments on that, and this is my way of kind of like defending Tombstone on that. Cause no, I do not think it's a bad robot. I don't think it needs to be retired and stuff like that. So yeah, the plan is to predict free shipping. I think free shipping is going to need a knockout in order to win this one and stuff, and that's kind of what I'm going for in this one. Cause when it comes to the judging criteria, free shipping is going to have a really hard time winning this one just because they're a lifter. Damage is one of the biggest categories is in the judging criteria. Well, it is the biggest category in the judging criteria. It's worth the most points. And free shipping is probably not going to do damage very easily with the lifter and stuff, compared to Tombstone with that massive horizontal spinner that is so well known for doing absolutely vicious damage. Yeah. Kind of like going for the knockout is kind of what I'm considering in this one, but it should be a good match either way. Alright, next up we got Ribbot and P1. And I've seen fight images from this one. We know Ribbot's going with the vertical spinner for this one, and I love the color scheme on Ribbot for this fight and stuff. Yeah, because they threw the race car theme onto the frog head, and it looks awesome. I give Ribbot major props for that. Their opponent is P1. Both of these robots are 2-0. Ribbot has victories over both Defender and Overhaul. P1 has victories over Valkyrie and Jaeger. And yeah, I think both of these robots are locks for the top 32 right now, but I think whoever wins this one is going to have a reasonably high seed. Yeah, and so right now I'm planning to predict Ribbot for this one, as I feel with them coming in with the vertical spinner, like I don't think we've seen P1 go up against many vertical spinners and stuff. How well I think that I'm first gonna say I think this is gonna come down to winning the ground game and stuff, and which I think both robots are definitely capable of doing that, but I kind of like Ribbot's chances a little bit better in this one, but it should be a great match. So I think P1's big shot of winning this one is controlling the fight. flipping Ribbot over with the front hinge flipper maybe, but Ribbot does have a self-righting mechanism this year, as we saw them waving to the crowd using it after they won against Defender, and that was really cool to see. But yeah, like Ribbot's definitely more capable of doing damage in this fight, and I think we're probably going to see it out of them for this one. So the plan is to predict Ribbot to go 3-0, but I could definitely see P1 getting that. So all right, let's move on. I'm going to go to the YouTube exclusive fight, and then we're going to end it with the main event. Okay, we got Captain Shredderator and Jaeger for the YouTube exclusive fight. Man, I feel this is a terrible matchup for Jaeger. Because, like, cluster bots are kind of one thing where, like, one of them, like, attacks the opponent, and then the other one could maybe, like, sneak around to, like, the sides and stuff. Like, they're hard to keep track of and stuff. It's kind of like where I'm going with that. Like, we've seen so many teams, like in Battlebots and even other competitions, Bucklebots is kind of like the big example I can think of for that, where we've seen cluster bots with some real success. But the problem is they can't really do that very easily when they go up against a full body spinner like Captain Shredderator. And yeah, my plan is to predict Captain Shredderator for this one. I'm predicting they're gonna go 2-1 right now, as Captain Shredderator's got a victory over Tombstone, but then a disappointing loss to Gigabyte. I feel Jaeger's only shot of winning this one is going to be Captain Shredderator breaking itself once again. Like we saw them have radio problems in the Gigabyte fight where one of their receivers, I believe, died. Something like that. I forget exactly what, but I know one of their internals died that caused them to lose power and stuff and lose radio signals. So, but yeah, I'm predicting Captain Shredderator for this one. I love Jaeger, but this is just not a good matchup for them. Like, it's going to be very hard for Jaeger to take this one. They're going to like yeah, I think as I've said, I think Jaeger's only shot of taking this one is going to be Captain Shredderator breaking itself in the process, but which is very possible because we've seen that a lot in the past. But we're gonna find out. So this ought to be an interesting YouTube exclusive fight, and yeah. Let's move on to the main event, and wow, this is gonna be good. We got Endgame and Saw Blaze, two 2-0 robots. Battlebots has been hinting at this as well, but I have strong belief that whoever wins this one between these 2-0 robots is going to be the one seed in the top 32. Like like both of these robots, the fight. Well, let's see. How do I like the difficulty of their opponents is there because like Endgame has victories over Hydra and Witch Doctor. The quality might not be there for Endgame, but I feel their schedule has been a little bit harder than their opponent Saw Blaze, where not only is like the difficulty of opponents there, but the fight quality is there too. As Jameson Go has been ruthless when it came to his wins against Minotaur and Mad Catter. Like Minotaur did get a few hits in at the beginning of their fight with Sawblaze, but from there, and even through the Mad Catter fight, it's just been sheer domination from Sawblaze. Like Sawblaze has been on an absolute roll this year. Okay, so this is a rematch as well from 2018, the U.S. versus the rest of the world event, where these two robots closed it out, and in a really close judge's decision that some people did disagree with. I did happen to agree with. I'll explain why, and that is because I would have given that fight to Endgame if they did not die at the end of the fight and stuff. If they did not lose drive at the end of the fight, I would have given it to Endgame, but it was a really close match. I could definitely see why you might pick Endgame for that one, and this might be the statement one. This might be the statement fight. So okay, so in terms of my prediction for this one, I'm actually gonna go Sawblaze. I'm going to predict against the defending champ for this one. And so my reasoning for this is I think whoever wins the ground game in this one is going to win this fight. And while we know Sawblaze is definitely not going to want to go weapon on weapon with Endgame, Jameson Go has done a terrific job of avoiding going weapon on weapon. because like he went up against Mad Catter, a robot where he would definitely not want to go weapon on weapon with, and he was able to get so many great shots in while avoiding that from happening. So yeah, but then the reason why I picked Saw Blaze is it's like I do have concerns for Endgame in terms of their ground game abilities because while their ground game abilities sucked in the Hydra fight and then looked better in the Witch Doctor fight, there are issues that are still there for Endgame in terms of their low ground up front. And compared to Saw Blaze, where their ground game has been absolutely fantastic so far, including as well, like, well, some people might say if Endgame gets underneath Saw Blaze and starts landing hits like the underside, it could be all over. I might disagree with that because Saw Blaze has proven their durability so far. Like lots of the changes Saw Blaze made was towards their durability, making sure they can maybe take hits a little bit better and stuff. And it's so far I think it's there based off of like the first bit of the Minotaur fight, but this is going to be a close one, I feel. This one really could go either way. This is my least confident pick in the entire episode because I feel Endgame could very easily take this one if Jameson Go makes a wrong move as well, or if Endgame wins the ground game and then just starts dominating the fight from there. Like, I personally don't think this is going to go the full 3 minutes because, like, we got two huge weapons here, and we got two nasty weapons, two terrific drivers in here. This is gonna be a good fight. I'm super hyped for it, and yeah. So my pick is gonna be Saw Blaze for this one, but who knows what's gonna happen? It should be a good fight either way. All right, let's go ahead and review my predictions for this one. Alright, so here are my predictions for this one, where I'm going Malice, Black Dragon, Gigabyte, Hydra, Free Shipping, Ribbot, Sawblaze, and Captain Shredderator for the YouTube exclusive fight. This is going to be a good episode, because, like, as I said, there are so many of these predictions that I'm uncertain with and stuff, because I think only 2 predictions out of the 8 in this fight card, like, I'm sure about who I'm going with for this one because like lots of these are matchups that could go either way, or lots of them are fights between like one opponent we've seen a lot and another opponent that we just haven't seen a lot out of so far, meaning that it really could go either way and meaning a statement could be made in that one. So yeah, this should be another awesome episode. I imagine we're gonna see a ton of great fights here, and this is gonna be interesting to watch. So I can't wait to see this on Thursday night. So yeah, I thank you for watching this episode. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and reply down below with what your predictions are. I'd love to hear them, and I guarantee your predictions probably do not agree with what I have here. This should definitely be very interesting. Should be a great episode. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll hopefully see you for the next podcast. Plan is to do an episode review podcast, and as usual. So thanks for checking this out.